Welcome to 6th grade health. This is for lesson 165. We're looking at pages 128 to 131, but really you're just reading 128 to 130. 131, just the quick check is on the top of the page. So you're just going to be doing that quick check. Homework for this lesson is to reread pages 128 to 130 and then go to do CCU 7, section A, numbers 10 through 20 on paper, okay? Those can be on the same paper with the quick check. It's just a true and false, and so you shouldn't have trouble getting all of that on one paper. Just label them so that I can see them. All right, so we're looking at tobacco byproducts. So there's nicotine, tar, and carbon monoxide. So we're going to look at these three. So nicotine is I'm thinking of the next one. Nicotine is a stimulant, a harmful stimulant that affects your heart and your nervous system. And so it is found in tobacco and has many forms. You know, there's cigarettes, there's cigars, there's pipe tobacco, there's chewing, there's snuff. All these different types contain nicotine. They know that there are more than 3,000 different substances that tobacco smoke has. And the most harmful are nicotine, tar, and carbon monoxide. Nicotine is a poison, okay? And so you think about that and you're like, why would I put poison into my body? That doesn't sound very smart. Well, some people are addicted to it and it's very addicting. And they have a lot of trouble stopping. So you can understand a little bit of where those who are addicted are coming from, but this is my reason not to start. One of my reasons not to start. So it affects your nervous system, it affects your breathing. Tar is a carcinogen, which is a substance that can cause cancer. And so it builds up in your airways, and it causes like the cilia, the sleeping action, to stop because it like clogs it up. And when you inhale, when you continue to smoke, it causes you to inhale more of the smoke because that tar just kind of blocks the cilia from stopping the dust and stuff. So it doesn't stop the cancer-causing tar from reaching your lungs. And so it can cause major health issues like bronchitis, chronic bronchitis, emphysema, which is where the air sacs, the alveoli, don't have the ability to expand any longer, and then lung cancer. And so because most of the time lung cancer is caused from this, it is preventable by not smoking. And it is a very fatal disease. Carbon monoxide is part of that too. And we've talked about how when we inhale, we breathe in oxygen. Our body takes that oxygen and we exhale carbon monoxide. But carbon dioxide. That's what we exhale. But carbon monoxide is what you would inhale from like a house fire or a brush fire or some sort of fire. And so when it does that, it actually decreases your blood vessels will slow down. It makes them, I lost the word, I'm sorry. It makes them get smaller. They get smaller, sorry. We'll just go with get smaller. And so they get smaller, and so it's harder for your blood to pump through your body, and it also causes shortness of breath. And so doing active things like running or playing a game or a sport doesn't usually go well with smoking because you can't breathe, you can't catch your breath. That's some of the reasons that I would definitely say that you shouldn't even start smoking, and that if you have started, and hopefully none, I don't think any of you have, but if you have ever tried it and you get that craving for it, get some help, because there are ways to overcome that. This exercise for fitness, step up to aerobic fitness. So try to do this 72 steps in 3 minutes, and try to see what your heart rate is. And you might try checking your resting heart rate before. So before you start doing it, count how many times it beats in 60, multiply by 10, check your resting heart rate, and then do this exercise and see what it is after, and you'll see like the difference between that. Okay. Secondhand smoke is very dangerous. In fact, there are lots of respiratory infections and diseases that are common for children whose parents smoke, and so they get that secondhand smoke off of them. And there's many things that can come from that: headaches, runny nose, cough, sore throat, even upset stomach and dizziness. And so it's not good to be around that for very long, and I would say not at all, but sometimes you can't help it. But the other form of tobacco that can be almost sometimes more dangerous is chewing tobacco, and it's little chopped up leaves, and they either have loose or firmly packed powder, and they put it in between their gum, the cheek, and the lower lip, and their teeth and their gum there. And so they put it there, and it takes about 20 minutes for that tobacco, the nicotine, to absorb into your bloodstream. But they'll put that in there, and there's chewing tobacco, there's snuff that can either be breathed in through the nose or put in there. But they're both held in the mouth or in the nose for a long time, and it can cause cavities because there's sugar in it. It causes the juices cause the gums to pull away from the teeth, so you can have diseases in your mouth. You have risk cancer to your mouth, your throat, your larynx, your esophagus, anything in here. And it also can cause like white, dry patches in your mouth and in your throat that can lead to that cancer. And so really, this is something that is not something that I want you guys to get started with. These things are harmful to your body, and we don't want you to be partaking of them, but we also want you to be aware what's out there, that people, so you're not ignorant of these things, that you understand. So it's not like that somebody says, oh, well, here, why don't you take this, and you don't know anything about it, so you try it, but then you find out later that it was bad. Well, this is to help you know right now what these things are. And so you may have heard about these, probably have heard some about them, and that's okay. All right, so read these pages 128 to 130, answer the quick check on the top of 131 and on paper, and then the homework is to reread the pages and then answer CCU 7, Section A, numbers 10 through 20. You can do it on the same paper from that quick check, and then you'll be done with school for today, and we will see you in the next lesson.